All right. Hi. I don't know. Okay, it's fine. I feel like you're a little like, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Once I don't. This spot here can be in front of the camera, which I don't know if you want to be. No, there is really a lot of room in here. Yeah, that's good, Sherry. Just that's good. That's good. That's good. Maybe just scoot over. Yeah, there you go. That just so I can see everybody and you've got space to move. Does that feel okay? All right, thank you. Thanks. No, it's okay. That spot tends to be in front of, when we stand up and arms are up, and they see like waving arms in front of the camera, and that's all. You know. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome, new faces. So I've been, this class has been going for just a few weeks, not too long, but I've been talking through some of the sort of essential words that we find in the liturgy. So I've been going through some of the words of the Shema the last few weeks. And so we're up to YHVH, which is the unspeakable name of God, right? The Tetragrammaton, it's got all these names. No one really knows how to say it. The Christians say Yahweh, but that's not it, right? That's not what we say as Jews. So the idea in the Zohar, which is the Kabbalistic text, we were talking about Kabbalah last week, it says that, your name, Hebrew and Sanskrit, which is the yoga language, are vibrational languages. So when you speak in Hebrew, which is why a lot of religious folks don't speak in Hebrew. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, hi, Eden. Come on, you're good. Hi, good morning. Or afternoon, or whatever time it is. So one of the reasons that Yiddish came to be was that Hebrew was is this sacred vibrational language. And the idea is that when you are speaking the words, you are speaking something into being, right? At the beginning of the Torah in Bereshit, the words are, and God said. So there's this sense of creation that happens with speech and naming in particular. And so when we name something, which of course is why naming our children is, in most cultures, right, is a big deal, what you name your children, but we make a big deal of it, And so this name is not really, we're trying to name something that's unnameable. We're trying to talk about something that's really untalkaboutable, as we've said. But the name of something is said to be this intrinsic expression of what it is. And so if you take those letters, Yod, He, Vav, He, they are aspirate consonants, right? There's no vowels. And if you were to pronounce that word, like just say it in your head for a moment, like what does that sound like? If you like say it to yourself, those letters. It sounds like a sigh, right? They're just aspirate consonants. It's not and so in this way, one of the understandings and one of the interpretations, like often we say this word is Adonai. I'll say more about that later, but in some circles, this word is pronounced Yah, which is a name of God that is used a lot in the Psalms. Right? We hear hallelujah in the Psalms all the time. That literally is saying praise to God, right? Praise God. Hallelujah. Yah is a name of God. And so if we think about it in terms of how we might embody that, first of all, we are embodying it as we are breathing. If we're thinking of that, those letters as the sound of a breath, even as we breathe, and as we pay attention to breath, which is, of course, what we try to do when we're practicing yoga, we try to be aware of breath and how we're moving with breath and how breath is moving, perhaps having an awareness that sound, the sound that we are making as we breathe, perhaps is saying God's name. Maybe not in every moment of every day as we go through the day breathing. Maybe we are, not for me to say. But that anytime we are mindfully breathing, right, and anytime we are paying attention to it and listening to it, because of course the breath is that bridge in between the physical and the metaphysical. Breath is one of the only systems of the body that is both uncontrollable and controllable. right? You don't have to think about breathing. You breathe. You are being breathed all the time. And yet we can also change the breath. We can shift the breath. We have some measure of control over the breath. You can't hold your breath until you die. What happens? You pass out. That's your body being like, nope, you have to breathe now. Boom, you're out, because then you breathe, right? Anybody have boys who did that contest in school? Okay, it happens. Really, it happens. You will pass out. Mother of boys. I can't imagine girls do that. I don't know. Maybe they do, but maybe they do. Anyway, all of this to say, when we make the connection of, so when we are aware of our breath, when we are mindfully breathing, when we are moving with breath, because of course we are embodied beings. And so when we are linking movement and breath together, it's this very powerful way, with awareness, is this happening on the day-to-day, just as you're going through the day? Maybe on some level, but when we're paying attention to it and we are mindfully, moving in the flow of the breath, like following the breath, letting the breath sort of lead the movement and moving in concert with the breath, it's a way of moving in concert, moving in alignment with our higher power, however you want to understand that. Maybe with Yah, maybe with any way you understand that word. And we all have different interpretations and ways of being. But I know for me, the reframing of these words is really powerful. I just want to say one more thing about Adonai. So Rabbi Marcia Prager, who is a wonderful rabbi, if you ever want a great reframing, and maybe I'll bring it into this class at some point, she wrote a book called, it's a little book, it's called The Path of Blessing, and it's a reframing of the beginning of Jewish prayer, however Jewish prayer starts, right? And it's breaking it down, and it's a reframing of it's brilliant, it's wonderful. She talks about it. It's probably from this book. Maybe I've worked with her and I've met her, so I don't remember where I got this, but she says, we commonly pronounce this Yud He Vav He, Adonai, during prayer. In mystical tradition, this is a name that is a reference to the Shekhinah, which is the feminine indwelling presence of the divine. It's also related to the Sphira of Malchut. So when you're talking about the Sphirot, those are the Kabbalistic, what are the Sphirot? What is in English? What's Sphirot? I don't know. It's the mystical symbols of, right? There's, how many? 12? Are there 12? 12. Okay, Malchut. It's a Kabbalistic term for the feminine gateway through which divinity flows into and emerges as the manifest universe. And yet somehow Adonai is generally translated as Lord. So this tells you something about who's doing the translating, right? But in the mystical traditions, that reference is to the Shekhinah. So I just want to give that to you, especially as we are, at least in this room for right now, a room full of women, to have that as a reference point, because I think it is an important marker that is not brought to our attention maybe as much as it could be. All right, so let's just take a moment. We're going to close our eyes and just attune to the breath. So as always, when we start the practice, just sit comfortably, lay comfortably, however you're comfortable, so that you can breathe well. That's the most important thing. Be in a posture that you can sit well or lay well, so that you can breathe well, because our postural habits are synonymous with our breathing habits. And so let the breath just just pay attention to it. Nothing to change, nothing to do. Just pay attention to the breath. Feel it flowing in and out. And then maybe just think about perhaps making a little more space inside so the breath can flow in a little bit more and flow out a little more easily. Maybe relax through your jaw and your face and your eyes a little more, in your belly. Feel the body expanding outwards as you breathe in, retracting inwards as you breathe out. And just feel how you can partner with the breath to create this deeper breath. You are breathing and you are being breathed. We'll just take that rhythm and that flow with us into the practice. Bring your hands onto your heart. So we begin the class here by chanting the word Hineni 3 times. If you'd like to join in, take in a deep breath. Hineni. 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 Let your head bow to your heart. As you're ready, release your hands. Let your eyes open. All right. Let's come on to hands and knees. If you need extra padding under your knees, take a blanket or fold your mat over. Very good. And then take your hands. So line up your hands so that your outer shoulder lines up with the center of your wrist. So that might be, it's a little wider than outer shoulder to outer wrist, but it gives the shoulder blades and the upper chest a little bit more room to, a little more freedom to move. Spread out your fingers and anchor the inner edge of your hand a little more. We tend to sort of dump the weight into the outside edge of the hand. So press the inner edge of the hand down, press your shins down, feel steady on the floor, and then just feel your breath. Wait for the rhythm of the breath. Feel it, pay attention to it. And then as you inhale, arch your back and look up, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, just wait for the breath. Round your spine, press all the air out. And just like that, wait for the inhale. As you inhale, look up. As you exhale, round your spine. And just like that, a couple more times. Inhale. And exhale. And last one here. Moving at your own rhythm, your own pace. Good. And then come to a neutral spine. And take your right leg straight out to the right. So straight out from your hip, just be mindful. Yeah, Jill, you might have to, if you're by the wall, you might have to scoot over a little bit. Okay, then do a little cat and cow here with your leg out to the side. Inhale and arch, and exhale and round. So just a little more movement through the hip. Yeah, that's good. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. And one more. And then we're going to take it up and down. So as you round this time, sit back to your left heel. You can have your toes tucked or untucked, whichever is more comfortable. And then inhale and come up. And exhale, sit back. And inhale, come on up. And last one, exhale. Good, inhale, come up. And then stay here for a moment. Come stand up onto your foot and your knee. That's it. Take your right hand to your right leg. Take your left arm to the sky. Good. Breathe in and lengthen through the left side of your body. And then as you exhale, lean to the side. And as you breathe in, feel how your chest, your torso expands and lifts. Just go with that. And then as you breathe out, feel the contraction. You can lean a little bit more. And then just like that, letting your breath just sort of pulse you into the pose, not feeling like you have to do anything, but just letting the breath draw you deeper into the pose. Good. Inhale, come up. All right, Ed, and you're going to have the wall in the way now. We're going to take this hand over to the side. Hand, knee, and foot in line. And then, yeah, right arm up to the sky. Good. And then pulse with the breath here a few times. As you exhale, sweep your arm over your ear and arch the right side of your body towards the sky. And then inhale, let your arm float up, look up, maybe lean back a little bit. Then exhale, arm over ear. And just like that, move with your breath. Just be with the flow of your breath, moving in concert with the way that you are being breathed. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale, arm over your ear. Good. And then circle around, bring your hand and your knee back down. Good. Sit with your knees close together for this first child's pose. Sit your hips back to your heels. Drop your elbows down. Let's do some wrist warm-ups. As you inhale, lift your hands up. That's it. And then as you exhale, press your hands down. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, press them down, and then turn your palms up. Make a fist with your hands and open your fingers. As you make a fist, lift your wrists. Keep your wrists down, but lift your hands up. That's it. And then back down. And then just rest your head and your arms for a moment. Take a breath here. Turning inwards towards your own breath. Inhale, come back up to tabletop. I'm going to put a little music on. Kick your left leg over to the left. Just, shift on your mat however you need to make space for yourself. And then cat and cow here. Inhale and arch, look up. And exhale and round. That's it. Flow with your breath. Welcome each breath. Offer the breath back. Just have this sense of participating with a force that is breathing you as you move with your breath. Next time you're rounded, take your hips back to your heels. Pulse back. It's really one hip to one heel, right? And then inhale, come forward. You can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels better for your knee. Exhale back. Yeah. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, one more time, sit back. And inhale up. Good, stand up onto your legs, just as they are. Left hand to the left leg. Right arm up to the sky. Good, use the in-breath to lengthen upwards. Use the out-breath to lean a little bit. Use the in-breath to lengthen a little. Use the out-breath and that contraction into the left side of your body to lean. And then just like that, a couple more breaths. Just letting the breath, not feeling like you have to force or control or do anything, letting the breath deepen you into the pose. Good. Then on your next inhale, come up, cartwheel over. Take your hand out, line it up, hand, knee, and foot in a straight line as best you can. Get your palm flat. Yep, you can be on a block if you need to. Good. And then on your exhale, sweep your arm over your ear. Arch the left side of your body up towards the sky. Good. Inhale, let your arm float up. Exhale, arm over ear. And just like that, a couple more with your breath. Maybe close your eyes if you've got your balance. So you're just moving with your own breath and having a sense of how the breath is moving through you, with you, as you. Good. Circle that arm all the way back down, knee back down. And then take your big toes together and your knees wide apart and sit back, hips to heels, again into a wider child's pose. This time, arms stretching straight out in front. Good. And then walk your arms and your torso over your right leg. If you want more stretch into the upper back, you can take your left hand on top of your right hand. That gives a little more stretch into the upper back. That's it. And then walk through center and over to the other side. And even as we're holding and breathing, not moving with breath, but holding with breath, feel how the breath still expands you, helps you to soften, helps you to participate with the whole body to create the inner form of the pose, the essence of the pose. Walk back to center. All right, come on up to tabletop. Spread your fingers out, grip them down. Again, set up the hands really well. Take your right foot back behind you, toes tucked under. Good, and then pulse forward and back with your toes on the floor a few times. So press into your heel, press evenly through the inner heel and outer heel. Roll forward. If you want to roll all the way into the top of the foot, you can do that. That might feel nice, to stretch for the tops of the toes. And then rock back and do one more. Rock forward, keep your fingers gripping down and press back. And then bring your shoulders right over your wrists. Lift your toes up off the floor. Bend your knee. Good. Lift your head and your foot as if you're going to bring your toes and your head together behind you. Then as you exhale, take your knee and your nose together in front of you. On your inhale, float the leg up behind. Toes towards the head. Exhale, knee towards the nose. One more time. Inhale. On your next exhale, pull the knee in and then step it all the way up between your hands. Good. Squeeze your legs in towards each other. And then wait for the breath and just feel how as you inhale, it's going to help your upper body to unfold, to lift up, to fill up. That's it. Fill with breath. I'll probably say this in every class. I usually do. Neshama, nishima. It's the same word, the breath and the soul. God, breathe the soul into Adam with the first breath. Exhale, take the hands down, breathe his soul into him. It's the same with every breath, if we're being aware of that. Slide your front heel out in front of you. Come up onto the tiptoes. Tiptoes up and onto your heel. If this feels like too much for the hamstrings, put your hands on blocks. Just take a couple of blocks so that your hands are on something. So hands on blocks or hands on the floor. And then inhale, shift forward, bend the front knee a little bit. And exhale, shift back. Just go back and forth a couple times. Again, hands on blocks. If the hamstrings are on the shorter side, we'll make this a whole lot gentler and easier. That's it. One more bend and straighten, and then let's hold it here. And then again, just pay attention to the breath. As you inhale, feel how your spine naturally lengthens a little. And then as you exhale and your navel draws up towards your spine, let your head release towards your knee and round. And then as you inhale, there's this little lift and expansion. And as you exhale, a little contraction and a fold. One more time, follow the breath. Good, inhale, come forward again, rebend your front knee. Walk your hands over to the left, so inside your front foot, and then kickstand your back leg behind you a little bit. Yeah, just for balance. You can tuck the toes or untucked, whatever feels better on that back knee. Okay, now turn your right foot up towards the upper right corner of your mat, and walk your hands towards the upper left corner of your mat. Good. Push your hips back behind you. So instead of coming forward and dropping the weight into your hands, press your hips back, so you're feeling more of a hip stretch. That's it. One more breath here. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and come back to tabletop. Good. If your wrists need a break, drop your hands down for a moment. You can do a little squeeze out. I know we're a lot on the hands right now. Then we're going to go to the left leg back behind. So left leg back, toes tucked. Good. First pulse is forward and back. Again, you can just you can roll to the top of the foot, or you can just stay with the toes tucked if that feels better on the foot. Some people get crampy in the foot when they roll to the top. So just be mindful of what the ways that the body needs to open gently. One more time, press back and rock forward. Good. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, lift the leg up, bend your knee. Head and toes together behind your back, lift up. And then as you exhale, knee to nose, nose to knee. Inhale, sweep the leg up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. And a couple more like that, your pace. Again, maybe close the eyes. Really see if you're following the pace of your own breath. Last one. And then as you bring the knee forward, step it up between your hands. Squeeze your legs in towards each other so you feel balance, and then wait for the breath and let the inhale help you to lift up, to reach up. Feel a sense of the breath filling the torso, but the energy that comes in with the breath, filling you up, stretching to your fingers, down through your legs, out to each side. And yoga, we call that life force prana. We call it neshima in Hebrew, neshama. All right, hands down, floor blocks. And let's shift back and forth a few times. So bend and straighten. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. Just like that, couple more times. Flowing with breath. Good. Next time the leg is straight, hold there, toes up. And just follow the breath. Often people ask me in yoga, how should I breathe? When should I breathe in? When should I breathe out? I mean, if you're worrying about it, just breathe, right? Just breathe. But if you really pay attention, you'll feel how there's this sort of lift and expansion when you breathe in. and a contraction and an enfolding as you breathe out. And so when you're doing a movement that uses either of those actions, it makes sense to just follow that. So just pay attention, and usually the body will be clear. Okay, rebend your front knee. Hands over to the right. Turn your left foot out to the left slightly. Kickstand the back leg. And then walk the hands to the upper right corner. That's it. Hips back. Arms extending out. Yes. And even here, as we hold, feel the flow of the breath. Notice if you have a tendency to hold the breath or to try to control the breath. See if you can just surrender to it. And in doing so, surrender to that sense of Yah, of breath and divinity being one. All right, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Swing your front leg back to tabletop. All right, let's come up into a wide downward facing dog. So go wide with your hands and your feet and lift yourself up and back. Let's just do some pulsing in dog pose. So bend your knees into a dog squat. Send your hips back. Bend your knees deeper. So instead of letting them just drop down like this, as you bend your knees, push into your hands and push your hips back behind you. That's it. And then straighten your legs any amount. And then bend and pull your hips back. And then straighten. And one more time. Inhale, bend, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, straighten your legs. Good. Now come up on tippy toes. Lift your hips up high. And then drop both heels over towards the right. So you're going to stretch in the left side body. Good. And then inhale and come through center and drop both heels over to the left. That's it. And then go side to side a couple of times. Heels to the right. Inhale to tippy toes. Exhale left. One more time each side. If you're tired, just take a rest in tabletop or child's pose. And back. Okay, good. Then come to center. Narrow your feet to a more traditional downward facing dog. And then inhale, come forward to plank. You can be in a high plank with your knees up or a low plank with your knees down. And then lower down to your belly. And inhale to your back bend. Good. Exhale, press to tabletop. Lift up to dog pose. And just like that, we're going to flow a couple more times. Inhale to plank. Knees up or down, up to you. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to a back bend. It can be a little back bend or a big back bend. Good. Exhale, back to dog pose. Tuck toes, lift your knees and hips up. Okay, one more round. Flow forward. Knees up or down, up to you. Lower down. Good. Inhale, lift your chest, your head. Good. Exhale, back to dog. Nice, you guys. And then from here, walk yourself forward. Uttanasana, forward bend. And lengthen your spine and come on all the way up. Reach up and stretch up. Good. Exhale, let the arms float down by your sides. Inhale, sweep your arms up again. Exhale, sweep your arms behind your back. Should I just be aware the camera's there? No, I mean just for your hand. I don't want you to bump it. Hands behind your back. Lace your fingers together. Good. Roll your shoulders back. Good. Now feel how your belly and your hips want to sort of pop forward, right? So pull your belly back, tone your legs, and then pull your shoulders back a little bit more. So you're feeling more stretch into your shoulders and not in your back. Maybe upper back a little bit. Okay, now bend your knees. Chair pose. Lift your hands back behind you. Sit your hips down low. Reach your arms back. That's it. Then exhale, straighten your legs. Take your hands towards the sky. Head towards the floor. Inhale, bend your knees. Lengthen your spine. Reach your hands back. Exhale, straighten your legs. Arms to the sky. One more time. Bend. Hips back, arms back, heart forward, head forward, good. And then fold over and hold here for a couple of breaths. And on your next exhale, release your hands. Bend your knees, hold opposite elbows, let your shoulders relax towards the floor, let your head and your neck soften. Then slide your hands to your hips. Lengthen your spine. You can stay with bent knees or straighten your legs. Lift your elbows, your shoulders, your head, then push to your feet. Come on up. Reach up and stretch up again. And exhale, let your arms float down by your sides. Okay, good. Let's face the long side of the mat and step your feet. Let's see, a little wider than hip distance. Maybe toes turned out a little bit. Good. Poke your hips back behind you. Rest your hands on your thighs. Good. Do a few cat and cows here. So just get into that, again, just rhythm of breath. Inhale and arch. Exhale and round. Just like that. And then we'll take it a little bit deeper. Now we're going to drop the hands to the floor. Arch and look forward, hips back. Exhale, straighten your legs and round. You can go hands on blocks here, of course, if you need to. Inhale, bend your knees, squat back. Exhale, straighten your legs, fold over. So hands stay on floor or blocks. Inhale, hips back, sit a little deeper. That's it. Exhale and straighten. Good. Hold in the forward bend for a moment. Okay, now walk your left hand. You're going to walk your left hand to your right foot, bend your right knee. Left hand to the floor in front of the right foot. Then twist open to the right. Take your right arm up. Twist to the right. As you exhale, come to center. Plant your right hand by your left foot. Bend your left knee. Left arm to the sky. That's it. And then side to side a couple times. Exhale through center. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale through center. Inhale, left arm up. One more each side. That's it. And then come through center and over to the other side. Good. And then fold to center, both legs straight. Widen out your heels, fold over. Listen to your breath. Feel your breath. Nothing needs to be forced or pushed or controlled, but partner with the breath. And in doing so, partner with the one that breathes you. Lengthen your spine again if you need to bend your knees because the backs of the legs or the low back feels tight. You can bend the knees always, and then inhale, come on all the way up. Reach up right where you are. Exhale, release your arms by your sides. Pivot on your right foot, turn your right foot to face forward. See that the heel of your foot is lined up with the instep of your left foot, so the knee is going to land in the right place. Good. On your next inhale, let your arms rise up with the breath, but keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. And then on the next exhale, bend into your right knee. Bring the knee right over the ankle. Good. Settle into your pose. Keep the top of your left thigh bone back. Settle into your right foot, left foot. Then we're going to keep the lower body steady. And we're going to go back and forth. So drop your back hand to your back leg. And then inhale, come back up to warrior two. And just like that again. Keep bending into the right knee. Lean yourself back on the exhale. Inhale back up. One more time. Exhale, keep the right knee pressing wide to the right. And come on back up. Good. Straighten your front leg. Tone the muscles around the kneecap without locking out your knee, and then reach out and over. Take your hand down to your ankle, your shin for a Trikonasana, triangle pose. You can always land onto a block. You want your spine nice and long. Good. As you inhale, feel a lengthening in your spine. As you exhale, sweep your top arm over your ear. Reach towards the front of your mat. Good. Then inhale, let that arm open back up. Spine lengthens. Exhale, lean to the side. Maybe curve the side body towards the ceiling a little bit. And do one more. Inhale, arm up. And exhale, arm over. Good. Push down into your feet. Come on all the way up. Turn your feet forward. Pause. Just feel side to side. And then pivot on your left foot. Left toe is pointing out towards the short edge of your mat. Right toe is pointing in a little bit. Inhale your arms out to the sides. As you exhale, let your hips sink as you bend into the left knee. See that your left knee is pointing straight at your second toe. So you got to really tone the left glutes so that we're not torquing in the knee and putting pressure there. Okay, keep your lower body steady. Move in the upper body. Exhale, lean back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean back. Good. Inhale, back up. And just like that, a couple more times. Front knee in the breath and the breath steady and constant, like the presence of Yah, of breath, always with us. Good. Next time you're up, stay here, straighten the front leg. Tone the muscles around the kneecap, both legs nice and straight. No, keep that foot out, Phyllis. You had it right. Reach out and over the left leg. Hand down to ankle, to shin, to whatever is available. Good. And then on your next exhale, arm over your ear. Reach towards the back edge of your mat. Inhale, let the arm float back up. Exhale, arm over ear. Inhale, the arm comes back up. And last one, reach over. And then on the inhale, come on all the way up. Good. Turn your feet to face front. Step your feet together. And you could do a little march out here. Come to the front of your mat. Face front. Come to Tadasana. So I meant to bring this. I thought I had printed it, but I didn't. So there's this depiction that appears in some of the mystical texts where YHVH is written like a body. Have you guys seen this? The Yud is the head, so picture the little Yud. And then the He is here like the arms. And then the Vav is the spine, and then the other He is the legs. So lined up that way, right? It's like we can imagine ourselves. So when we come to Tadasana and we line ourselves up that way, perhaps we can imagine that we are lining ourselves up in this way that we line up with divinity present within us. So arms strong, legs strong, spine long. On your next inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And then as you exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Then bend your knees here. We're going to walk back to downward facing dog. Plant your hands, find your way back into dog pose. And then let's just hold in dog for a couple of breaths, just whatever you like to do in your dog. This is one of those poses we kind of like to hang out in and stretch in. So if you have movements you like to do or things you like to do in your dog, take a moment to do those. All right, and then we're gonna meet together on the belly. So lower yourself down, come on down all the way down onto your belly. Good, stretch your arms out in front of you like Superman arms. Good, take your hands wider than your shoulders. So give your shoulders some space and then turn your thumbs up so your pinky fingers are down. Okay, now we're gonna just alternate arm and leg lift. So on your next inhale, lift right leg and left arm. And then exhale and lower that down. And then inhale, left, other side. I'm not going to say it because I'll just make you confused. Okay, good. And then side to side, lifting opposite arm and leg. Your head can lift up as you lift. Try to keep your tailbone, your pubic bone rooting down. So you're lifting from your armpit and from your inner thigh. So the whole leg, the whole arm is lifting. Good, do one more each side. Gently lift. And lower with breath, and inhale, and exhale. Good, make a little pillow, rest your head. Notice how in this position you feel the breath, the belly pushing into the floor as you breathe. That's okay. But see if perhaps you can, instead of thinking of pushing your belly into the floor, direct the breath more into the back of your body. So you're feeling the back of your waistline expand, the back of your ribs expand. That's also a helpful tool when you are feeling crunchy in your low back, if the low back tends to feel crunchy as we move into a couple back bends. Okay, arms back out in front. Here's the next movement. I'm going to give some options. So you can do this with the legs down on the floor. It's a lift up and squeeze in, and then arms forward and down. So it's an inhale to lift and squeeze, exhale to come forward and down. Now you can also lift your legs at the same time. If you want to work the back body a little bit more, you can do it with the legs also. Okay, so just like that. As you inhale, lift up, squeeze in, Good. Exhale, reach forward and slowly release. And just like that, inhale, lift up, squeeze behind you. Good. Inhale forward and release. And a couple more. Keep your neck in neutral, so you don't have to crank your chin forward. You keep the back of the neck long. Good. And lower. And do one more. Lift up, squeeze in, and come forward and release. Good. Rest your head one more time. Bend up your knees. And just windshield wiper your legs a few times. All right. Now, keeping your knees bent, bring your heels right over your knees. And then with your head down, try to lift your knees off the floor. So they're not going to lift very far, probably, but I want you to get your hamstrings and your glutes light it up. All right, and then just release them back down. Okay, good. And just like that, lift up a little bit, turn your glutes, lift your feet, stretch your feet towards the ceiling, good, and then release them down. And one more time, lift up. Good, and exhale, release. Good, let your legs rest for a moment. Take your hands now underneath your shoulders, like cobra pose. Make your legs strong, so legs straight back behind. Click your toenails down. And then ground your pubic bone, tone your belly and tone your glutes. And then inhale, lift your upper body, including your hands. And exhale, release. And again, inhale, let the breath lift you up. And as you exhale, slowly lower. One more time, inhale, lift. And slowly lower. Okay, turn your cheek, rest your arms. I'm going to put it all together. So bend up your knees and reach back for your feet. Now, if you cannot reach your feet behind you, you can do it the same way that we just did it. Just be here. This is totally fine. If you can reach your feet, hold your feet. Okay, now legs first. Try to lift your knees off the floor. Good. Now lift your upper body, shoulders back. Now kick your feet into your hands if you're holding your feet. Yeah, that's it. You can put your hands down and lift up a little higher if you want to. Now kick your feet back. Lift your chest a little higher. Take one more breath. Are you breathing? It's harder to breathe, I know. Exhale and release. Good. Turn your cheek to the side. Do a little tushy yoga or windshield wiper the knees if you need to. Okay. We're going to come down onto our backs now. So roll over to your back. Maybe turn around so you're facing forward and you can see if you need to see. I'm going to turn the lights down. I'm going to turn them off, actually. Okay, come lay all the way down. Yep. Okay. Bend your knees, feet on the floor. And bring your heels right underneath your knees. And then cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. And flex your foot and spread out your toes a little. Again, nothing like forced or really rigid, but just enough so that the lower leg muscles, the muscles below the knee, are a little bit active so that the knee stays a little more stable. All right, press your arms down, head down. And now do, with your hips on the floor, do a few cat and cow breaths here. So arch a little bit, and then round your spine into the floor a little bit. That's it. And then arch a little bit, arch your back away from the floor, hips stay down, and then round your back into the floor. That's it. Okay, come to the arched position. So your back, you should be able to like slide a hand between your low back and the floor. So have a little bit of space. Doesn't have to be a lot. Okay, now I want you to try to keep that space underneath your low back, but pull your left knee in. Don't use your hands. Hands on the floor, just use your legs. It's going to give you a deeper hip stretch. Pull your left knee in, press your right knee away. Keep pulling the left knee in, press your right knee away. Okay, now thread your arms through and hold the back of your your left thigh or the front of your shin if you want a little deeper stretch. Hold your left leg. That's it, left leg. So now your low back might come to the floor. That's okay. Pull your knee in, left knee in, press your right knee away. See if internally you can still do that action of trying to lift your low back away from the floor because it's going to give you a little bit of a deeper hip stretch. You can stay here, or One more option is to straighten out the left leg, reach above your right leg, and draw the left leg in with the leg straight. Reach, hold the ankle or the foot. Your hips can come off the floor for that one. If that feels like too much, then skip it. Keep the knee a little soft so you're not hyperextending into your left knee. Yeah, that's it, you guys. Very good. Okay, if your left leg is straight, rebend it. Bring your left foot down to the floor. Keep your right ankle. One more thing to do here. Press your arms down, shoulders down, head down. Press your left foot into the floor and inhale, lift your hips up. Bridge pose. Good. Press your right knee down towards the floor. Lift your left hip up a little higher. One more breath. Slowly lower down. Okay, one more thing. Heel toe your left foot out to the left. So you'll be on the instep of your foot and then drop your knees over to the right. Yes, drop knees to the right. You got it. You got it. That's it. And then if you like, you can reach your arms overhead, creating a little more stretch into the left side body, especially if this bothers a knee, uncross your legs. You can also put a block underneath a knee that feels sensitive. That's another way to do it. Yeah, if you need support underneath your knee. Good. One more breath here. And then slowly uncross the legs and bring the knees back up. All right, excellent. Pause, find center. And then cross your left ankle on top. Flex your foot, or just make it active. Spread the toes a little, fire up the muscles in the foot and the lower leg. Okay, cat and cow. Arch the back a little bit, away from the floor. Round your spine into the floor. Pull your navel to your spine. Inhale and arch a little bit. Exhale and round. And one more time. Inhale and arch. Hold in the arched position and lift your right foot up. Try to maintain the arch underneath your low back, so a little bit of space. Imagine it was like a little hamster tunnel, and there's a little hamster in there, and you don't want to squish the hamster, so keep space. Pull the knee in, right knee in, left knee presses away. Now reach through, grab your right leg, back of your thigh or front of the shin. Pull the right knee in, press the left knee away from the left shoulder. Stay here or straighten your right leg. Walk your hands above your left leg. Again, keep your right knee a little bit soft so you're not hyperextending into the right knee with that left ankle crossed on top. You want to keep that right knee happy. On your next exhale, release your foot, bend your knee, foot to the floor. Right foot down. Left ankle stays crossed. Arms by your sides. Good. Press down into your right foot. Press your shoulders, head down, lift your hips up. As you lift your right hip as high as you can, press your left knee down towards the floor. Yeah, you got it. One more breath here. And exhale, release your hips down. Good. Heel toe your right foot over to the right. Come to the instep of your foot and then drop the knees to the left. Still crossed over. Nope, go back to the other way. Phyllis, you had it right. Left ankle on. Walk the right foot this way. And drop your knees to the left. Drop both knees down to the floor. Both knees. Like that, but keep it crossed. You did it. Yeah, like that. That's what you did on the first side. Arms up overhead. Yeah, if you need to uncross for knee pain or anything, of course, do that. Good. Lengthen through the whole right side of your body. Work that right knee down towards the floor. When we move with breath, when we pay attention to breath, this is what the ancient yogis, the ancient rabbis knew. When we are paying attention to the breath, it becomes this devotional movement, sacred movement. Uncross the legs, bring the knees back up. Okay. Plant both feet, heels underneath the knees, feet hip distance apart. Good. Press your arms down, shoulders down, head down. Lift both hips together now. And then if you can reach, lace your fingers underneath. If that's not possible, just keep your arms by your sides and press your arms down into the floor. Keep grounding the big toe sides of your feet. So don't let the knees splay apart. And then lift your hips and your tailbone a little higher. Keep space between your chest and your chin, but lift your chest towards your chin a little bit. And then just hold and feel the rise of the breath and feel how everything comes in waves. Sensation comes in waves. Breath comes in waves. And the more we can just surrender to that flow and to those waves, the easier we move through our days, through our life. All right, release your hands and release your hips. Find a block. Hopefully there's a block nearby. If you need me to bring you one, just raise your hand. I can bring you one. Sorry, Jill, yours are far. We're going to do hips up onto the block for now, a little modified shoulder stand. So hips up again, hips onto the block. Keeping your hips heavy and your pelvis flat on the block. So you can do a little cat-cow here so that your pelvis lands flat onto the block. Then as you're ready, you can lift your feet up, legs up. Yeah. Keep your sacrum, that very center of the back of your pelvis, flat on the block. Most of us need to arch the back a little away from the floor. And you want it to be in a comfortable spot. It shouldn't feel like tension. You can keep your knees a little soft here. Is this a good? It's okay. Does that feel okay? I think you could slide it down a little bit, like a little more underneath your pelvis. Does that feel like you're going to fall off of it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, move it back. I lied. Ignore me. That's it. All right, Joan, bring your pelvis a little more flat. Arch your back. Yeah, so that your pelvis is really flat onto the block and you're keeping that curve in your spine. Knees can be soft here. All right. Slowly now begin to bend your knees, release your feet back to the floor. Let your feet land and settle, and then lift your hips and slide the block to the side. Good. See if there's any last stretch or movement, something your body needs to help it settle, and then as you feel ready, begin to make your way towards Shavasana. Separating hands and feet. So at the end of each week, of course, we have Shabbat, that moment of rest. The yogis do it a little more often, where we lay down at the end of practice and we take these moments to really do nothing. Let your body relax deeply. Let your feet relax, your knees, the lower legs, the upper legs. Soften your belly, your shoulders, your arms and fingers. Soften your eyes, your tongue, your jaw. Soften your skin. And just have a sense of your whole body being breathed. Expanding on the inhale, retracting on the exhale. Have a sense of your part in that, but that it is not entirely you. Let yourself be breathed. And let your awareness just ride on the surface of the breath. And let each breath dissolve into the next one, so that it's not even clear when one breath ends and the next breath begins. There's just this seamless merging of inhale to exhale to inhale. And this seamless merging of your own individual spirit, your own neshama with your neshima. Your own spirit merging with divine presence. Ever so gently now, guide your awareness back to the rise and fall of your breath. Just noticing any shift in the breath from when you walked in the door, from those first breaths that we took at the start of practice. As the awareness begins to rise back to the surface, allow the breath to grow a little deeper. And allow your body to stretch and yawn and reawaken in any way that it feels good. Bend your knees, roll to your side. So again, wait for the breath and use the inhale to help lift you back to seated. Take any comfortable seated posture. And just to put together these few words that we've spoken about the last few weeks, Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Shema Yisrael, Yah. Listen, you God wrestlers, to your breath. Listen to the one that breathes you, that breathes all things, that breathes through you, that is with you all the time, as close to you as your breath. Bring your hands onto your heart or in front of your heart, whatever your practice is. And let's close our time together with the sound, with the word shalom. If you'd like to join, take a deep breath in. Shalom. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. Bye, Zoom friends.
Thank you, Rachel. Take care. Hope to see you soon again.
Me too.